The great Hasidic master, the Kotzker Rebbe, gives a piercing insight into this week's parsha, into the sin of the spies, which I think sheds light on our own personal self-image and our image as a people. We know that in this week's parsha, in Chutz La'aretz Shlach Lecha, an entire generation which came out of Egypt listened to the 10 spies, did not want to go into the land, and as a result of this horrific sin which had no teshuvah, it was decreed upon them that they would all die out in the desert and not merit to go into the land that Hashem had promised them. What was the root of the sin? What caused them to give such a negative report of the land when they should have given a positive one? Says the Kotzker Rebbe, from 3 words in this week's parsha, we see a powerful psychological insight. Understandably, going into a land where they saw many giants, B'nai ha'anak ha'nefilim, they saw themselves as being very small. The pasuk says explicitly, "V'nehi ba'eineinu kechagavim." We saw ourselves as grasshoppers. Acceptable. They are giants, you are small, you see yourself as small, no problem. But then there are 3 critical words which change everything. V'chein hayinu ba'einehem. So too were we in their eyes, in the eyes of the giants. Says the Kotzker Rebbe, I understand that you saw yourself as small, but how did you know that all the giants perceived you as being so small and powerless? And says the Kotzker, an incredible teaching. He says, when you see yourself in a certain way, rightly or wrongly, you are convinced that other people see you in exactly the same light. If you think you are small and powerless, then indeed you are convinced that everybody sees you in that way. You see the world not the way it is necessarily, but the way you are, and you project your perceptions onto everybody and are convinced they see you in the same way. That was the root of the sin. How powerful and relevant today. We have to be so careful in our personal lives to develop a healthy, confident self-image with humility, but with confidence and health, to see ourselves in a positive light, to portray ourselves in that way, because after all, that is how we believe other people see us. And critically also on a national level, with all the challenges that Israel faces today, it is absolutely critical to have a healthy self-confidence about our God-given right to this land, about tzidkat haderech, about the righteousness at the heart of our cause, because ultimately, the way we see the world, the way we see ourselves, is the way we interact with it. And we should see the world around us and our interactions as individuals and the collective, the way Hashem wants us to see it, with a healthy, confident self-image in all that we do. Shabbat Shalom.